We have less than 48 hours left on the big holiday eShop sale. They had over 4,000 games this year, and a lot of them were at new low prices. With that in mind, we have another round of great deals to go through before they reset back to normal. Every game in today's video is at an all-time low, so you can shop with confidence, knowing you're getting a great deal. Now, we have 5 or 6 other videos covering the holiday sale. I'll have them linked down below in the comments. That way you can get all caught up. Thanks as always for hanging out, and with all that said, we'll dive in. Revita is a single-player action platformer that focuses on fast gameplay, where balancing your defenses and your attack power makes a huge difference. The game is tough and each run is procedurally generated, so there's nearly unlimited battle scenarios that you can run into. Luckily, there are power-ups you can find, and there's a bunch of game modifiers you can add to change up the gameplay a little bit. Now, the main game will offer about 8 to 10 hours of gameplay, with the download around 900 megabytes. Right now it's on sale for just $11.89, marked down 30% to an all-time low, and the deal ends on the 6th. Cyber Shadow is another fast-paced 2D action platformer. This one has a small download, just over 300 megabytes, and offers again 8 to 10 hours of gameplay on average. As you play through the levels, you'll find other members of your ninja clan, and by freeing them you actually earn new skills, which I thought was a pretty cool take on the system. It also features those old school cutscenes between stages as well, and hits the nostalgia button hard. I do truly love the 8-bit presentation, and I think if you're a fan of the genre, you should definitely pick it up. Right now it's on sale for just $11.99, marked down 40% with the deal ending again on the 4th. DUSK Gambit Afterlife is a hardcore single-player action platformer with a download around 1.3 gigs and a main story that will last more than 20 hours to wrap up. The game has an amazing story with voice acting and combat that's a ton of fun, plus you have a huge open world to explore, and the game gives you 7 different classes to choose between, so there's plenty of variety as well. On top of all that, they even have a new Game Plus mode for even more replay value. Right now you can pick it up for just $11.99, matching an all-time low, and the deal ends on the 4th. DUSK is one of the better first-person shooters we have on the Switch, and this one has that retro design that draws inspiration from the classics. The gameplay is incredible and the weapons feel awesome. You get 3 campaign chapters, which should give you roughly 5 to 6 hours of gameplay, but you also have the endless survival mode for added replay value, and for those that like a true challenge. It runs great here on the console, and right now you can pick it up at an all-time low, marked down 40% to just $11.99, and the deal ends on the 4th. You'll need about 3 gigs for the install. Evil Tonight is a single-player adventure game with a top-down view, and it feels very much like playing older Resident Evil games, just with slightly better controls. There's no hand-holding, no map. You'll have to explore and find items, solve puzzles, and manage your inventory in order to progress through. Now, the story itself will last roughly 10 to 12 hours or so, and it definitely surprised me a few times for sure. The retro graphics and sound design are perfect in my opinion, and this is truly a hidden gem. Right now you can pick it up for just $11.99, marked down 20% with the deal ending on the 11th. SHINOBI GRATA is a 2D action platformer with an incredible retro look, fast gameplay, and a great soundtrack. The download comes in at around 360 megabytes, and it puts us in the shoes of a young ninja with ties to an ancient clan. We find ourselves at war with a rival clan, and they've been into some pretty wild stuff. Now, while the main campaign is only a couple of hours long, the replay value is pretty high with this game, and right now it's on sale at a brand new low, marked down 20% to just $11.99, with the deal ending on the 10th. Eastward is a single-player retro-style adventure title with a download around 1.8 gigs and a story that should last more than 20 hours to wrap up. We join an unlikely duo on an exciting above-ground adventure, exploring strange settlements via a cross-country railway. You'll have to fend off unique foes with various different weapons, of course solve puzzles using John and Sam's skills, and uncover the truth behind Sam's powers to restore harmony to the land. This is another incredible indie game I highly recommend. Right now you can pick it up for just $12.49, marked down to half price with the deal ending again on the 4th. Hades is a single-player action roguelike that offers more than 40 hours of gameplay. We assume the role of an immortal prince from the underworld, wielding powerful weapons and abilities as you battle through hell on your way to fight the god of death himself. The game is gorgeous and controls great here on the console. Each run is tough, but you can earn some permanent upgrades, so with a little practice, it does get much easier. However, since each run differs a bit from the last, you still have to stay on your toes. Right now you can pick up Hades for just $12.49, marked down to half price with the deal ending on the 5th. You'll need about 6 gigs for the install. Killer Frequency is a pretty cool narrative-driven game where we play as a radio host for a small town station, and you'll basically have to solve a murder mystery by helping people who call in while hosting a radio show and playing music while you roam around and search for clues to then feed back to the callers. It has a really compelling story and again runs great here on the console. The only downside are the controls, which can be a bit tough. You can tell it was designed with keyboard and mouse or VR in mind, but if the Switch is your only way to play, or of course if you want to take the game on the go, this is still a fun way to play. Right now you can pick it up for just $12.49, marked down to half price with the deal ending on the 7th. The download is around 2.2 gigs, and you can expect about 5 to 10 hours of gameplay from the pickup. AK-xolotl is a newer top-down roguelike shooter. It has a download around 700 megabytes and features a unique pixel art aesthetic that looks fantastic and runs great here on the Switch. The weapon variety and bullet hell style of gameplay is nice and keeps the game from getting stale early on, and it does become a bit more fun even after you've gotten the hang of the speed of the game. Now while you play through, you'll find awesome upgrades, and you can even raise little babies to help take out your enemies. There's also a cooking system for stat bonuses, and this is another one I think that went under the radar for most. Right now it's on sale for just $13.29, marked down 30%, the deal ending on the 4th. 9 Years of Shadows is a single-player 2D Metroidvania with a roughly 6 to 8 hour story that has us working our way through a mechanical giant, trying to put an end to the corruption that's taken over inside. The gameplay is smooth here on the Switch, and the unique combat mechanics are a lot of fun once you get them down. On top of that, the game has an all-original soundtrack from some of the same people who worked on the original Castlevania series. Again, fans of the genre should absolutely give this one a look. Right now it's on sale at a brand new low, marked down 30% to just $13.99, and the deal ends again on the 4th. Now the download is a little under 2.5 gigs. Warm Snow is a newer action roguelike here on the console. It's been out for a while on Steam and offers more than 15 hours of gameplay, with the download just under 1.6 gigs. It actually plays a lot like Hades, only with a Chinese setting, and instead of different weapons offered at the start of every run, you choose a different fighting stance, so to speak, and this will alter the gameplay quite a bit. On top of that, you have to beat the game on easier difficulties to unlock the tougher challenges, so it encourages a couple of playthroughs as well. Right now you can pick this one up for just $13.99, marked down 30% to a brand new low, and the deal ends on the 4th. Dwerve is a single-player action RPG from Half Human Games that offers more than 10 hours of gameplay and comes in with the download just under 1.5 gigs. Now this game is a mixture of tower defense and dungeon crawling, and has us playing as a young dwarf tinkerer, searching for blueprints and parts to build up his home's defenses to help fight off an evil witch and her goblin army. You can alter the turrets and defense systems with more than 100 different possible upgrades, and the gameplay loop is incredibly addictive. Right now you can pick it up for just $14.99, marked down 25% with the deal ending on the 5th. Next we have Oceanhorn 2, which is a single-player action-adventure title that has a story that could take more than 20 hours to wrap up. Now this is a sequel, and the second game is definitely bigger and features more massive boss fights, dozens of quests and side missions to complete. It does have a simplistic combat system with familiar gadgets and environmental puzzles. It's another great Zelda-like here on the console, and right now it's on sale for just $14.99, marked down to half price in an all-time low, with the deal ending on the 11th. The download is just under 4 gigs. Burnhouse Lane is a solo puzzle-style adventure game with a download around 2.7 gigs, and it gives us 5 main chapters to play through, It should take roughly 10 to 12 hours to wrap up. The game was developed by Harvester Games and offers a fresh horror experience that takes players to somber depths while evoking emotions of joy, sorrow, and contemplation. It blends classic adventure gameplay with choose-your-own story elements and incorporates light survival shooting mechanics as well. In addition, the game has an all-original soundtrack and full English voice acting to really add that extra layer of immersion. Right now it's on sale for just $9.99, marked down to half price and an all-time low, with the deal ending on the 12th. Citizen Sleeper is a single-player tabletop-style RPG with a roughly 1.5 gig download, and it offers about 10 hours of gameplay on average. Now with each game day, something new is brought to the player, and the RPG mechanics are surprisingly deep. You have multiple character builds at the start, and then you'll expand from there. The graphics are beautiful on the Switch, plus there's multiple endings depending on your choices, which of course adds in a good amount of replay value. If you enjoy a good narrative-driven game, make sure to check this one out before the deal ends on the 4th. It's marked down to half price at just $9.99, bringing it down to a new low. Alright everyone, here are a few other great deals to check out while you're already on the eShop.
With flaming arrows and bitter vengeance, the fork-tongued frogs now threaten these solemn lands.
a 16-bit destructible open world, spanning from the city to the suburbs, the beach to the water, to farms, parks, and the jungle.
Ferocious combat. Confront the calamitous gods. Acquire powers beyond mortal comprehension.
One would think that almost dying twice would teach you when to quit.
What can I say? Seems I'm a slow learner.
My, you're one.
Alright everyone, that wraps up today's video. Thanks as always for hanging out. Take care everyone.